Welcome back. This is Dr. Seymour Kern, and we're putting on an audio book of my book called Low Noise Thinking. And today we're talking about Chapter 2, which is Noise and the Soul. More simply defined for real-life situations, noise can be thought of as a non-useful source of information. It's non-information. It's unwanted information in relation to one's current focus. Nevertheless, it may be extremely useful subject matter for someone else's attention. Another way of putting it is noise is the essence of non-information. In Neverland, noise could appear to be the soul in disguise because everything is possible in the world of infinity. Matter of fact, there's more written about things that we don't know than what we do know. As Albert Einstein might have said, or might have stated jokingly, that there is a second theory of relativity. It's all relative. Your relatives and my relatives. The in-laws and the outlaws. If you ask your in-laws for money, you become an outlaw, don't you? The second theory of relativity states, don't go there. However, now that we are equipped with the boundless power and expansiveness of LNT, we can actually go there and everywhere well beyond one's wildest dreams, wildest imagination. So where the Bible says, let there be light, we can add another, let there be love, let there be whatever you want it to be. Yes, let there be low noise thinking, or let there be LNT relativity in a style of its own. You may say that utterly ridiculous, but strange things begin to happen as we approach the concept of the infinite mind, namely noise and the soul. Is there a relationship between noise and the soul? In his theory of relativity, Relativity 1, Einstein's E equals mc formula simply says, at the maximum speed of light, which is 299,792 and 458 meters per second. I think in miles it's 186,000 miles a second. Anyway, that's pretty fast. And denoted by the symbol C. E equals mc squared, which is light, the speed of light. So C equals the speed of light. So all matter is miraculously converted into pure, invisible energy. Paraphrased from Wikipedia. And so, again, as we approach the speed of light, strange things begin to happen, and that's why we're here with LNT. A logical earthling would think that if two objects in space travel directly towards the same point from opposite directions, coming close to the speed of light, they would collide with each other at close to double the speed of light, you might think. However, that's wrong. There's no such thing as twice the speed of light. The speed of light is a constant, and you can't go any faster. That's the maximum. However, since the speed of light is a constant maximum, referred to as c, all matter is converted instantly to invisible energy. Well, this is the atomic bomb. You know, we take a little bomb and it's got a small amount of uranium or whatever the fuel is, and once you reach critical mass, all the mass is converted into an enormous amount of energy. So a little speck of dust, the amount of energy in something as small as that could be enough to power the entire Earth for a long time. So a logical earthling would think that if two objects in space travel directly towards the same point from opposite directions close to the speed of light, they would collide with each other at close to double the speed of light. But there's only one speed of light, and that's light. It can't go faster. You would expect a major fiery collision, basically the atomic bomb. However, since the speed of light is a constant maximum referred to as c, all matter is converted instantly to invisible energy. Instead, the objects pass through each other without seeing, hearing, knowing, or feeling that anything had happened. So basically, when you have two universes that are coming to each other or coming to each other at the speed of light from either direction, relativity states that you can only have a maximum of c, which is 186,000 miles per second, or about close to 300,000 meters per second. That's quite a lot. So instead, what happens is that everything is converted into energy or waveform, and the two universes actually go right through each other and without knowing what's happening. I mean, this is these are the weird things that happen when you get out to the speed of light. So they go through each other. However, to a third party otherwise, or observer, a third party observer, they come away totally unscathed and intact. Since noise in the term low noise thinking is an undefined, infinite item, strange things like the above cosmic collision begin to happen quite frequently, but are outside our ability to sense them unless we have something like a radio or that is tuned or resonant to receive signals that are normally alien to us. But not even that. Just the whole universe is just, imagine just coming together and going right through each other without one side knowing from the other side that anything is happening. This is what happens when you take waveform energy. You can actually stack them infinitely high because waveforms do not take up any space. However, with a computer, you're dealing with digital, and digital does take up space. So when your computer runs out of space or out of digital memory, you have to go buy some more memory. Not so with the human brain. The human brain, because the human brain relies on waveform, not digital. There's no ones and zeros floating around in your head, but it's all waveform energy. So you can stack one wave on top of another, on top of another. So therefore, the human brain technically can store all the information that's stored in every library in the entire world, plus anything, wherever there's information, and can do it easily. And there are tricks to doing that, and we will be discussing ways to really boost your capability on the side of memory. So noise in the term low noise thinking is an undefined, infinite term. And again, I have to stress that strange things like the cosmic collisions begin to happen quite frequently, but are outside our ability to sense them unless we have special means, electronic means or whatever. And even then, perhaps not. Thus we reside in an infinite sea in Neverland where everything becomes infinitely possible or even infinitely impossible, whatever it is. So if you ask me, does mental telepathy exist? The answer would have to be yes when talking about Neverland, because everything is possible in Neverland. We just can't sense it. We don't have the equipment. Mother Nature hasn't given us those senses. Okay, so that's where there is no limit to one's dreams or thought processes. So, if you ask me, is there a God? The answer would have to be yes, again, in the infinite mind, because God is infinite. In whatever religion, it's infinite. So, if you ask me, why did God allow the great Holocaust in the years 1940s there, how would you answer that question if you were in Neverland? This will be the topic for another book that is in preparation on Neverland. But to continue, with the infinite mind, again, everything is possible or even impossible. When the combinations and permutations of everything out there are truly infinite by definition, they are infinitely possible or even impossible. We just don't know. As we have learned in the previous discussions, the origin of noise and its infinite applications run parallel with the concept of the infinite mind. Although there may not be any direct scientific proof, religious circles could claim noise to be the essence of the soul, which by definition would be infinitely possible in Neverland, because everything is possible in Neverland. We just don't know. A more mundane way of saying it might be, if we try to wrap our arms around anything as infinite as the soul, we're apt to rip them off at their sockets, or just go right through each other and without the other side knowing what has actually happened. So let's look at noise from a more finite perspective. This way we, as ordinary humans, can grasp and apply what we normally experience in everyday, ordinary situations. We can talk endlessly about the infinite nature of the soul, so we continue to develop a better understanding of the concept of noise. Again, some religious groups might interpret this to be none other than the soul in disguise. Not just in disguise, in disguise. D-I-S-G-U-I-E-S, not S-K-I-E-S. In disguise. Isn't that something? In the meantime, I will in theory say here and now, yes, there is a significant relationship between the concepts of noise and the soul, as you will find. Our understanding of that relationship is without a doubt the key to one's mastery of low noise thinking. It is the bridge between the finite world we live in and the infinite one that surrounds us. Once so, you can clearly see the close relationship between noise and the soul. You will be well on your way to health, wealth, happiness for the infinite mind. And so now our next chapter will be chapter 3. We'll see you there later. Thank you for listening. Bye.